Hey everyone, welcome back to Flow State Reactions. I am Starry and I am here yet again to react to The Lord of the Rings. This is actually a part of the behind the scenes. This is how Howard Shore uses voices. Okay, so this was suggested to me, so I'm going to start with this, all right? And then we're just going to settle back in. I'm not leaving Middle Earth anytime soon, it looks like, because there are so many things that I can watch just with the behind the scenes and the bonus footage and the extra and the fan videos and all of that. I'm here for it all. Okay, so we're gonna get started with this video. I have no idea what it's about, so let's just go for it. All right, everybody relax and let's flow. How Howard Shore uses voices.
There was Eru, the One, who in Arda is called Ilúvatar, and he made first the Ainur, the Holy Ones. And he spoke to them, propounding to them themes of music, and they sang before him, and he was glad. But for a long while they sang only each alone, or but few together, while the rest hearkened. And it came to pass that Ilúvatar called together all the Ainur, and declared to them a mighty theme. Then the voices of the Ainur, like unto countless choirs singing with words, began to fashion the theme of Ilúvatar to a great music. Never since had Ainur made any music like to this music, though it's been said that a greater still shall be made by the choirs of the Ainur and the children of Ilúvatar after the end of days.
Because the music in this movie,
writing a score for The Lord of the Rings that wasn't full of vocal and choral music was for Howard Shore an impossibility. Not just because it acted as the most obvious way of introducing Tolkien's poetry into the films, but more importantly, because, as you've just heard from the extract from Tolkien's The Silmarillion, the universe of Middle-earth was born out of music and song.
Yeah,
formless beings hummed and sang the themes given to them by their god, whose children, elves and men, were formed out of these themes. Beings, cultures, earth, air and water, the world, all arising from a singular music. Howard Shore not only had to create music that felt deeply rooted in the cultures of Middle-earth, but that also felt fundamentally connected to the world and everything contained within it, both light and dark. Vocal music is used equally to accompany the cultures espousing goodness and hope in these films, as much as it's used to conjure the black speech and ancient darkness of Mordor and the One Ring. And it's the latter that provided for Shore some of the greatest scope for transformation over the three films, as Frodo brings the Ring of Power to the fires of Mordor.
It's like bringing me back.
The music of the Ring surrounds and envelops the score from its onset. Its themes seep into the film, infecting the sound world and blurring the boundary between diegesis and non-diegesis. The power of the ring, the seducing, alluring power, is a constant presence. Men, elves and hobbits become weak in its presence, tempted by the ring's music and its language, which we first hear sung by mixed chorus as Gandalf reads of the history of the ring's formation and near destruction in the Second Age.
You know, the music was so perfectly weaved into each scene.
The music is not yet fully formed, though.
That it was in the background, but it was a part of it. You know what I mean? It was a part of the
but
movie.
not experiencing its power.
Really, truly remarkable how they were able to pull that off.
Its music only fully appears for the first time when Frodo sets out on his quest, and as Gandalf tries to impress upon him the danger of the object inside his pocket. This time, though, we hear the theme without the text, just with its melody hummed by a boy's chorus underneath growling bass drum strokes.
Be careful, both of you. The enemy has many spies in his service. Birds, beasts.
The ring's power is distant, blurred.
Is it safe?
But it is growing. The use of treble voices here is perfect. The plaintive, innocent feel of the music speaks of something ancient and timeless, but also of something that was once pure.
It wants to be found.
Shore uses a boys' chorus at various points in the score, but primarily employs their sound as an embodiment of nature and the rising power of the natural world as it battles to suppress rising darkness.
Yes. The battle, the contrast of the
So
rising
the two
darkness.
main uses of treble voices, one to represent the force of nature and the other the seduction of the ring, stand against each other. One a beam of light and the other a shroud of darkness,
Right.
but both stemming from the same universal music.
And they pulled it off.
As Frodo continues on his
Beautifully.
quest, Shaw begins to open up the music of the ring. The first to be tempted is Boromir, who can't help but hear the One Ring song
Right.
as he picks it up on the pass of
I
Gradas.
remember that.
Boromir, it is a strange fate that we should suffer so much fear and doubt over so small a thing.
For the first time, the seduction theme is complete. The same melody, but now with the full text. The strength, the weapon, the needs of the valiant.
Frodo.
The power of the ring is crystallizing. Every time we then subsequently hear this idea, we get similar readings, but the music becomes increasingly
I am
present.
in awe. All over.
For Aragorn's temptation, Shaw adds additional parts, cluster chords in strings, more percussion, and an elongated vocal line, this time with women's voices added to the chorus of trebles.
Yes. Genius. And you can feel it in your soul. Like, literally.
Alongside the seduction theme, the ring is accompanied by two other main musical ideas.
Look at this.
One to embody the burden and history of the ring, often heard when the ring changes hands or when a new chapter in its existence begins. And another to realise the malignant nature of its evil and power. These three ideas share a number of features. Each theme is centred around or quotes directly a minor second interval. A rising and falling semitone begins both the history and evil themes, and the seduction theme meanders suggestively around an E and F natural. The seduction
E and F
theme's
natural.
tonality is also connected to that of the history theme. Although it appears to be in D minor, it finishes with a B natural, suggesting the opening minor second interval that the history of the ring theme begins with. Although the power
And
that the
what a
ring
thing.
affords is seductive, it will always lead its owner to the same end, to death. These three ring themes are scattered throughout the score, but as Frodo gets closer to completing his quest, Shaw begins to create hybrids of the ring's music. This is demonstrated best right at the end of Frodo's journey. As he stands above the fires of Mount Doom, finally seduced by the power of the ring, Shaw melds the three evil, seduction, and history themes into one unified idea. The choral lines of the seduction theme are heard underneath the texture,
Look at
accompanied
that.
by growling bass instruments. And on top, we hear a canonic figure in the strings and woodwind, which combines both the evil and history themes into a single musical idea.
Absolutely.
Mount Doom's music then erupts out of the stillness,
The ring is mine.
built around steely blocks of minor chords sung by the full chorus. Into the fires of Orodruin, the one must be cast. This is Shaw using chorus to its full effect, operatic and
This is
final.
so well done.
And out of the noise, we hear a solo female voice, beginning with a rising and falling semitone. This is the ring's music distilled. It is presented in its pure, undifferentiated form in the place where the One Ring was forged. Hope seems to be lost. The ring has won. But just as darkness begins to cover the world, Frodo gains the strength to complete his and the ring's journey. The ring falls with Gollum, into the fires below. And the ring's themes collect
Speechless.
themselves in the form of, again, the rising and falling semitone.
Right.
The ring is destroyed, and the Tower of Barad-dûr falls. This is our glorious finale. Mixed chorus thunder out chords full of the triadic major harmony associated with the music of the Fellowship, but on top, the shape of the melody suggests the ring's music. The ring is sending out its final cry
hearing it in a
as the
different way
earth
now.
rips asunder, and the air is aflame. Here at the end of all things. Howard Shore's vocal music for The Lord of the Rings taps into something primal.
Primal.
It
That's
allows
not
the scores to feel embedded in the landscape and cultures
It really
of Middle-earth,
is.
and turns the music into something that seems timeless. A music
has
that
a
has
life
existed
of its
since
own.
the world began,
Right.
that has come out of a world formed by music. But it also adds life to the story. Shore's
All the
subtle
life.
development to the vocal and choral themes, his combination of multiple ideas towards the end, as well as his inventive use of Tolkien's texts, all, of course, help to achieve this. But I think it really comes down to one thing. Something that seems rooted deep in all of us, that's awakened through this music. And that's our need to tell stories through song.
Yeah. And it was just absolutely magical. The way that they were able to...
Hi everyone, I really hope you enjoyed the video. This is the first of 3 videos about the music of The Lord of the Rings, so look out for the next installment, all about how Howard Shore develops...
Just watching that, it made me realize just how phenomenal the music was. I didn't even really touch on the music when I was doing my reviews of The Lord of the Rings, because I was so captivated and immersed in the world itself and the characters and just everything, right? But the music itself, it was so embedded in each movie, each scene, right? Each character, just, it brought everything alive. And just watching this, it made me realize just how much the music affected the power of the ring itself, the way it was presented on screen. It was just because it was always followed by this music, right? And it was really captivating to watch. Like the ring was so compelling because it was held up by the music, by the score. And it was just genius. I'm not a musician or a composer, but I did take violin lessons years ago when I was a kid, and I did it for several years. And so I do know how to read music, right? And just the idea that Howard Shore was able to compose, just from imagination, all of these different songs, and to even alter it just enough in order to change it depending on the mood of the scene. Let me tell you something. That's just as genius as what Peter Jackson pulled off for the directing of these films. I mean, it is just phenomenal. You can't really praise about it enough, because it really is truly miraculous. Just watching that and showing how they changed the scenes, the musical score just enough to add layers to it. They had like layers to the song itself, or that chorus, that particular chorus about the ring. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. Thank you so much for the suggestion. I really do appreciate it. And that's going to be my wrap up for this one. I noticed that the behind the scenes, is several hours long actually. So I'm going to get to that slowly but surely. So like I said, the Middle Earth, my journey through Middle Earth continues on just through this. Okay, so I don't have to leave for a long time. So I'm very happy about that. And just for the few of you who want to stick around for these behind the scenes and bonus and extras and all that, just by all means do. I want to see the fan videos, just everything. Okay, so this is the first installment. All right, so thank you so much, you guys, for your encouragement and your love and support and all of that good stuff. And I will see you again next time. Okay, until next time, let's flow.